Hi viewers, so yeah, religion and feminism this week. I don't really have any sort of personal experience with religion. I was never christened and none of my family are particularly religious. My grandparents on my dad's side went to Dr. Graham's Homes in Kalimpong, India, which is a school set up by British missionaries. Dr. Graham in particular is a Scottish guy, and so they were brought up Christian. And although they don't attend church anymore, I know that they hold some personal faith. My aunt and uncle are probably the most spiritual in our family, as I know they both believe in God. Other connections on that side are more cultural. There are lots of Hindu symbols and statues because it's such part of the culture and part of India that they grew up in. I went to Brownies. That's kind of the extent of my religious experience. A casually religious group. I was bullied, so kind of all my guilty sort of agnostic feelings were lost when I quit and I dubbed myself an atheist, which was fun at the time because I felt that I could irritate people with faith all day long by telling them that their God or belief wasn't real. It seemed the intellectual choice, the sensible choice. And I've since grown the fuck up since then, which I'm afraid the world's leading atheists haven't appeared to be able to do. Atheism, although not a religion, I think is often almost as poisonous as some religious leaders and some religious doctrines can be, alienating and blaming people for their choices and casting judgment on people being different, which is ick. I always say that I don't have a problem with faith. I envy it sometimes because I think it's good to have something to believe in, something to aim for, some sort of code or conduct type thing. But organised religion that causes abuses of positions of power, that's something that I'm not fond of. And I find it quite hard to condone. Although Holly's video did make me think about the idea of communities, religious or not, and how positive this can be to women, considering safe spaces for women, which we've talked about before, and support groups, etc. So I was thinking along the religious lines, and I thought of the Women's Institute. For example, it was formed in 1915 in the UK, but it originated in Canada. It's the largest voluntary group in the UK for women only, and it's got about 200,000 plus members. And Women's Institutes are set up in most communities across the UK. In these days, I suppose, and in popular culture, it's kind of seen as a semi-religious group where middle-class retired women can go to make jam and crafts. But it's actually not just that. They've got no age restriction, although you do have to pay to be a member, which restricts some people from joining. They campaign for stopping violence against women, the improvement of healthcare in less economically developed countries, and I think the UK as well, the inappropriate detention of mental health patients in prisons, for example, and climate change. So here is an organisation that is based from religion, or an organised religion such as Christianity, but it's female-led, and the campaigns are focused on women, and I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think, and it also brings rural communities together, which is apparently one of the things that it aims to do in the first place. It encourages women's only spaces, and support networks of women. I think that's a fantastic thing. And, even me, an atheist, I think that it's no mean feat. It's no mean feat to do that. So I think that if religion in this circumstance, for example, can bring women together in this way by using the institutions already set up to create a multinational volunteering organisation who fight for issues to affect women, that's really good, personally. Obviously the issues around feminism and religion are huge, incredibly divisive, but seeing as I neither have a religion nor sort of experiences of how religion has personally impressed me, and in particular I thought, I'd talk about something positive. But please tell me about any of your experiences, your thoughts on the Women's Institute, what I've just talked about, your views just on religion in particular, your views on your own religion and feminism, or your lack of religion or your lack of feminism, vice versa. Have a good Thanksgiving.